Magic isn't exactly in my line, but when it goes underwater, I'm naturally curious. That's why I was watching Baldwin the Great during a brief holiday at Florida's Silver Springs. Baldwin was a real ham, but his assistant was so pretty that even without a professional interest, I would have enjoyed the performance. Besides, the act intrigued me. I watched it closely. The girl was put into a straitjacket, then into a steamer trunk. There was no apparatus, no false bottom, no place for an air hose. Then the trunk was closed and locked. Heavy chains were wrapped around several times and tightly secured with 3 padlocks. Someone from the audience came up to check the trunk. The chains and locks were the real thing. Finally, 2 attendants took this human cargo out to a deep part of the lake and tossed it overboard. It sank immediately. The magician claimed that his powers of concentration would defy death and free the girl. And sure enough, 5 minutes later, a dangerously long time, she bobbed to the surface with a smile. The trick fascinated me, and so did the underwater techniques that I knew it required. I decided to watch the next performance from the bottom of the lake. I put on my equipment and went down. I swam over to the spot where they dropped the trunk and hid myself. I saw the trunk fall to the bottom. Soon, as I expected, a diver arrived with a ring of keys. He opened one padlock, then another, but he fumbled on the last. A cold chill went through me as I counted off the crucial seconds that were wasted. Finally, he got it open, pulled off the chains, and opened the trunk. is Mike Nelson. I've been watching your act. Very clever.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Verna, I'd like you to meet the real star of our show, Miss Verna Carlson.
Miss Carlson?
How do you do?
I'm sure glad that you liked our act, Mr. Nelson. We've gone over real big.
Well, I didn't say that I liked it. That's what I want to talk to you about, the way it's being done. It's too dangerous.
My friend, you missed the whole point of the act. If you know anything about show business, you'd realize that the popularity of the act is due entirely to that illusion of danger.
No, there's nothing wrong in fooling an audience, but why take any unnecessary chances? That's what your diver was doing.
Where did you get the absurd idea that we're using a diver?
I was down there today during the performance. He had a lot of trouble with those keys.
What are you trying to do, steal my act? Who sent you here?
Harry, please don't get yourself excited.
It's happening again. They're sending spies. They're trying to steal our act.
I'm not trying to steal your act. I was just curious. So I went down and took a look. You being the boss, I thought I should tell you how I felt about it all.
He's right, Harry. I did fumble those keys. Heard a lot about you, Mike. My name's Bill Davies.
Bill, nice to know you. You know what happened down there today could very easily happen again.
You listen to me, Nelson. For 20 years, I've devised every type of escape act, and I've never had an accident, and I never will.
Look, magic is your business. Underwater work is mine. And from what I saw down there... Now, if you care about this girl's life, you'll do something about it.
I care a great deal. But I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to scare us so you'll break up the act. But it won't work, you understand? It won't work!
Thanks for talking to us, Mr. Nelson. I think you'd better leave now.
Mr. Nelson?
Oh, hi. I was hoping you two would show up. Sit down.
I feel dreadful the way Harry acted yesterday, Mr. Nelson. I'm sorry.
One of these days his temper's going to get the better of him and he'll crack up completely.
Is he always like that?
No, you've got to know him. You see, he had a great act, and then his wife and partner stole it and ran off. And he cracked up. He wasn't able to work for years.
I can't blame him. The guy's impossible.
You know that's not true, Bill. He can be kind and generous. It's just that he was hurt, so he doesn't trust people anymore.
Except you.
Please, Bill. Mr. Nelson, do you have some suggestions about making our routine safer?
What do you think of the possibility of hiding a diving lung in that trunk?
It's impossible. There's no room.
Well, you could put some sort of a seal on it. That'd keep the air inside and give you a little margin of safety.
Well, Harry might go for that.
And, you might try aerating your lungs with oxygen just before they locked you in.
Spoil the act. Poor showmanship.
Better than drowning.
Yeah, that's right. And, Bill, from your angle, that trouble that you had yesterday.
Yeah, well, that was my fault entirely, Mike. The lock got jammed and I was a little flustered. Baldwin cleans and oils the locks every day.
You ought to double-check them anyway. What if something happened to one of those locks? You couldn't open it.
Well, I guess I'd break it.
You might not have time. What you need down there is another man. You know, in case something goes wrong.
That's a great idea, but I don't think Baldwin would go for the added expense.
Well, there's no harm in asking him. I know he wouldn't want anything to happen to me.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Mike, for the ideas. I hope Baldwin will buy some of them.
Yeah, I do too. Good luck to you. I was getting ready to leave for Tampa on business when I was surprised by a visit from Baldwin.
Hi, Nelson.
Oh, hello.
I want to apologize for my actions. I feel terribly sorry. I found out who you were and your reputation as a skin diver, and I realized you're only trying to help.
Oh, that's right. That's all I was trying to do.
Verna told me that she spoke to you and that you had a suggestion that we have another diver.
In an emergency, it might mean the difference between life and death.
Yes, I realize that. See, I'm not a diver, and I worked the whole act out on paper. Would you like to take the job, Mr. Nelson?
Well, thanks just the same, but I'm tied up.
Well, could you get somebody for me? I don't want to take any chances, especially with the girl I'm going to marry.
Oh?
Yes, if things go well here in Silver Springs, we'll sign a big contract, and then I'm going to ask Verna to marry me.
Oh, I see.
Now, about that diver. Do you think you could get him here for tomorrow's show?
Well, there's a fellow in Miami. He's an ex-frogman by the name of Johnny Talbot. He's a very good diver. I could contact him for you if you wanted me to.
Oh, I'd certainly appreciate that. And do you think you could have him here by tomorrow morning?
I'll try it.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. I want to offer you my apologies again. I guess the only excuse I have, when a man reaches my age and he falls deeply in love, well, sometimes he gets a little irrational. Good luck.
I went back to my room and placed a call to Johnny Talbot. He agreed to take the job.
You know, the longer you put it off, the harder it's going to be when you finally do tell him.
It'll just be a few more days, Bill, I promise. Harry gets his contract. It won't be such a disappointment to him.
Sure you're not going to mind not being the star anymore?
Bill, all I want to do is settle down with you to a nice, quiet, peaceful, happy life.
You know, the thought of coming home every night, finding you there, cooking dinner.
I can't cook. Does that matter to you very much?
Not very much.
How about that swim?
Okay.
Mr. Baldwin?
Yes?
I'm Johnny Talbot, Mike Nelson's friend.
Well, what do you want?
Mike said that you wanted to hire me. I'm a diver.
I'm terribly sorry, young man, but you've got me at a loss. Who is this Mike?
Mike Nelson. He said he spoke with you, that it was all set.
I don't know anybody by that name.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Mr. Baldwin. I gave up another job for this.
I'm terribly sorry, young man. I wish I could help you. But your friend must have pulled some kind of a practical joke on you.
Hello? Who'd you say was calling? Oh, yeah, sure, put him on. Hi, Johnny.
Okay, Mike. Now, what's the gag?
Gag, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
This guy Baldwin claims he never told you to hire anybody. You cost me a job. Now, that's the gag.
You mean he doesn't want you? You sure you got the right man, Harry Baldwin?
I talked with him all right. I'm telling you, he said he never hired me. Now, what are you going to do about it? You got me into this.
Let me talk to him. I'll put him on the phone. Is he there?
I'm calling from a booth. He claims he doesn't know you. What kind of crummy gag is this, Mike?
I don't know, Johnny. I swear, I don't know. Wait a minute. What time is the first performance of Baldwin's act go on, you know?
The posters say 1:30.
I'll be there as fast as I can. You wait for me, huh?
I'll be waiting for you, Mike.
From what Johnny told me, I knew something was very wrong. And I had a hunch it was serious. And urgent.
Set, Harry?
Everything except that safety man. He phoned he's been held up. He won't be able to make the afternoon show, but he'll be here tonight.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't do the first show.
We've got a contract. We've got to work. But don't worry about it, Verna. Bill's double-checked the locks. There's nothing to worry about.
Oh, let's do it, Bill. It'll be all right.
Okay. But this is the last performance this way, right?
Right, Bill. Absolutely. You two kids better get ready. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. You are about to witness the most incredible demonstration of magic in the history of the art. Before your very eyes, you will see the impossible accomplished in the most daringly dangerous, spine-tingling escape act ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, the young creature who dares to defy death itself, the girl in the trunk, Miss Verna Carlson. Ladies and gentlemen, your full attention, please. In the next few moments, Miss Carlson will be put into a straitjacket and then confined to this trunk. But first, to preclude the slightest possibility of trickery, I would like this trunk to be thoroughly examined. I would like a volunteer from the audience, please. How do you do, sir? I understand that you're the president of the local bank. Is that true?
No, sir, yes, the cashier.
The cashier? Well, that's close enough to the money for me. Excellent. You see, sir, we have here an ordinary steamer trunk. You will notice there is no possibility of a false bottom, as the dimensions on the inside read exactly the same as the dimensions on the outside. Is that not correct?
Right.
I wish you to examine the top and sides of this trunk, sir. Do not take my word for anything. If there is the slightest possibility of a device whereby this trunk can be opened from the inside, show it to me and you will receive our standing offer of $5,000. Gentlemen, the trunk.
I went back to my underwater hiding place and watched. The trunk tumbled down. Bill came out and started to work on the padlocks.
One minute, ladies and gentlemen.
The first two opened easily, but he was having trouble again with the third. I realized that Baldwin must have sabotaged the lock in his jealousy. I rushed in to help. Bill was beside himself and didn't understand what I had in mind. I had brought something along that he didn't carry, a magnesium flare. A dangerous thing to carry underwater, but I was glad that I had it today. It was our only hope to get Vern out of that trunk in time. burned through the lock like a torch. We ripped off the chains, and Bill gave her air, just in time.
Three minutes and 30 seconds.
Freed her from the jacket, and we went up together. This time, 3 heads bobbed to the surface, and there were no smiles.
Take care of her.
You better take me to the police, Mr. Nelson.
Hi there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. Skin diving is certainly a lot of fun, and it's full of adventure. See some more of it again next week, huh? When there'll be another excursion into that fabulous underwater world of sea hunt.
My name is Mike Nelson. My profession, skin diver. I was in the Gulf of Mexico, a few miles west of Tarpon Springs, Florida, and I was doing some geological research for marine land of the Pacific. About 1.5 miles away, a hard-hat diver was collecting sponges. He was doing the same sort of work that his father and his grandfather had done before him. both here and in their native land of Greece. A half hour later, when I surfaced, I learned that the Coast Guard had relayed a message to us. The diver was in trouble. There was nobody aboard his boat except his daughter and an old man. They needed help. I headed there immediately and followed the airline down. The hose had snagged in a sharp crevice, and it was on the verge of breaking. He couldn't reach it. In a matter of minutes, he would have drowned. I set him free. And this eventually got me into one of the most dangerous situations that a man can face. Some men can look death in the eye without even blinking. The diver that I'd rescued was just such a man.
Not this time.
Well, if not this time, then the next time. Or the time after that. She'd never have chased Johnny Greco away.
Johnny Greco. A poor excuse for a man. You want him back?
No, Pop, I don't want him back. Good riddance.
My name's Tom Landis. I want to thank you for what you did.
I think nothing of it. Mike Nelson's my name. How you feel now, okay?
Landis is always okay. Landis is the best diver in the world.
Well, it could have been a great day for the second best diver in the world, then, huh?
You're pretty good, too, huh? Hey, you have dinner with us tonight, huh?
Well, thanks just the same, but,
I'd be very pleased, Mr. Nelson.
call me Mike, huh? Where do you live?
Ask anybody in Tarpon Springs. They'll tell you where to find the house of Landis. Sit down. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable. Here, lift up your feet.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Now, here, lean back.
Hey, I may never get up again. Well, that was a great dinner.
Yeah. My wife, peace to her memory, was a better cook than either of my daughters.
You have another daughter?
Yeah, Sophia. She's now in Tampa with her husband. 6 times they had made me a grandfather. Would you believe it? Landis, a grandfather with a long gray beard.
Pretty young for a job like that.
Nick Demetrius, a diver, a man maybe half my age. He called me Grandpa last month down the pier. It was a full 3 weeks before he came out of the hospital. That was one good fight. One of my best.
Fighting. Don't you ever think of anything else?
Oh, why shouldn't I? Who's the best fighter in Tarpon Springs?
You are, Papa. It's true, too. The boys. Well, they've all stopped coming to see me. They're afraid of him.
Afraid of Grandpa?
Hey. Maybe you like to fight, huh?
No, not especially. I don't scare easily, Mr. Landis.
I like you, Mike. You call me Tom.
Okay, Tom.
Then when we fight, I don't hurt you. I hit you just once. Right here. Real easy.
Thanks.
You see, you're at it again.
All right, Elena, no fighting. I will entertain, I guess. I will show him the pictures in the family picture book.
No pictures, Papa. You embarrassed me with the ones when I was a baby. Go away.
Very beautiful baby, Mike. Very fat.
Stop it. Come on, Mike.
gonna stand there with your mouth open like a fish on the beach?
Well, I heard what happened to you today. I came to apologize.
Apologize? What for?
Well, for making you angry. Now I can have my old job back again, and if there's any more trouble like today, I'll be there to help you.
My father beat you up and threw you off the boat and you would come back?
Listen, I think I better believe
Oh,
you.
no.
Mike, you stay.
This, Mr. Greco will be leaving in a moment.
I think I'll throw him out.
That won't be necessary, Papa. What kind of a man are you?
Well, I'm a good man and a good diver. Poor maybe, but pretty soon I'll be a partner in a boat, and then we can get married.
Me marry you?
Well, why not? Because I can't beat your father? Well, neither can anybody else in Tarpon Springs.
That's very true. You got a good head on your shoulders, Johnny Greco.
A good head, but no backbone. Good night, Johnny.
Elena, please.
I said good night, Johnny. Papa?
All right, Mr. Londos, all right.
Nice kid, that Johnny Greco. Pretty fair diver, too.
What? You mean you like him?
Of course. Everybody likes Johnny Greco. Except maybe Elena.
I hate him.
You really don't mean that.
Yes, I do. Papa? Isn't it about the time you usually go to bed?
What? Oh, yes. Good night, Mike. Remember, Londa's house is your house anytime.
Tom?
Yeah?
Night.
Good night.
I think I better be going.
Oh. Must you go so soon?
Yeah, I really think I better. My coat?
Oh.
Thanks. Yeah, well, it's a nice evening. Dinner?
You afraid of Londos, too?
It's not your father that I'm afraid of.
That's good.
You're pretty good at a rumba, mister. Now let's see how good you are with a knife.
Johnny Greco was holding his knife like a man who knew how to use one. This made me feel very vulnerable. I'm sorry. I don't happen to have a knife on me.
Okay. No knives this time.
Johnny, you don't want to fight with me?
Only my friends call me Johnny.
Okay. Let's be friends then, huh?
What's the matter with you? You yellow. Maybe you think I'm yellow, huh?
No. You'd have used your knife if you were.
You're trying to talk yourself out of a beating.
Just trying to talk sense. You're acting like a fool.
What happened?
You kept leading with your right.
Huh?
You leave yourself wide open for a counterpunch when you do that.
Boy, I'm no good for nothing. Not even this.
Oh, stop it. Listen, I could teach you how to handle yourself in no time.
Yeah, why'd you want to do that?
Oh, why not? Yeah, I know. I kind of like Elena, too, but that doesn't mean we can't be friends, does it? Now, listen. You're not doing anything tonight, are you? Why don't you come down to the boat? We'll talk things over, huh? Come on.
You know, someday, with a little luck, I'm going to get me a big haul of sponges.
Yeah? Well, what do you figure to do with all that dough? You gonna buy a share of a boat?
Well, sure. When a man owns property, it's not so easy for a girl to laugh at him.
Johnny? Something I'd like to try. Has to do with sponge diving. You gonna be free the next couple of days?
Yeah, I'm free until Tom Londos admits he needs my help, and he's a very stubborn man.
Meet me tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, huh?
Okay. I'll bring my diving gear.
Now, don't bother. This is a different kind of diving. I'll bring the gear. My theory was a very simple one, but I needed another skin diver to help me prove it. Johnny was an apt pupil. He was delighted as a kid with his newfound freedom of movement. As a matter of fact, he was so eager that I had difficulty getting him out of the water when our time was up. Between dives, I kept the rest of my bargain with Johnny. He was a nice kid, and he'd been pushed around. That wasn't going to happen again, if I could help it.
Yeah, try to hit my hand. Now, come on. Hit my hand. That's it. Come on. That's the way. That's it. Huh? Oh, boy. That's it. See how you duck. Now, come on. Very good. That's very good. Want to try a little jiu-jitsu now? Huh?
All right.
Hey, what do you think you're doing, huh?
I learned this down the doctor. You can't get out of this.
Oh, you think you got me, huh?
Yeah?
You don't want me to put you in the water, do you?
Give it a try. Hey! That's pretty good. I gotta learn that one.
Once he'd mastered this new technique, it was easy enough to test my theory that there were places in the Gulf, underwater caves, for example, that were inaccessible to a man dressed in the conventional diving suit. The type that Tom Londos and his father before him had worn. The first cave we entered proved my point. It was loaded with prime sponges.
more trip down, Mike. That's all we need.
There's no more room to put any sponges.
Don't you worry about that. I'm an old hand at this. This is just too good to pass up.
Well, okay. One more trip, and that's it.
Right.
I hadn't really wanted to make this last dive. I had a feeling that we'd been very lucky. I didn't want to press our luck. I didn't notice as I swam into the cave that Johnny had stopped outside to clear his faceplate. This probably saved both our lives, because I was already in the clear when shifting tides suddenly caused an underwater landslide, pinning Johnny to the bottom.
You all right, boy?
Huh?
Johnny? How you feel?
Fine. If I don't die of fright, right here on the deck.
The important thing is that you weren't afraid down there where it counted.
Well, thanks. You know what I was thinking all the time it was going on down there?
What?
No matter what we get for these sponges, it won't be enough.
Yeah, let me take this off you, huh?
The job was done, and we were heading back to Tarpon Springs. I was eager to see Elena again, and so was Johnny.
I'll be in pretty soon.
Yeah. Johnny, I was thinking, what boat do you figure to buy into?
Oh, Tom Londo's. I'm just as stubborn as he is.
Well, good luck to you.
Say, Mike, we're partners on this trip. I was thinking as soon as we sold the sponges.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. As far as the Lady Londo's is concerned, the partnership ends.
Yeah. Friends, sure. No longer partners.
No.
Well, you're the captain. Who sees her first?
We'll flipboard, huh? That's the fairest way. Call her.
Heads. Okay, I'll give you half an hour. No more. And then I show.
Okay.
Come in. Good to see you, Mike.
Nice to see you. Where's Elena?
She's getting dressed. Hey, I hear you and Johnny do all right, huh? You bring back fortune in prime sponges.
I wouldn't exactly say fortune.
Fine fellow, that Johnny, huh?
He's the best. Elena, is she going to be very long?
Nah, you know how girl is when she got a date with fellow. Come on, I'll show you a picture book. Here, go ahead, Mike. Look.
Elena. Why, she's sure pretty.
That's my daughter, Sophia. Taken 8 years ago. Before she was married.
No. Why, she looks just like Elena. Who's this?
That's Sophia, too. That picture was taken last month. Filled out pretty good, huh?
Filled out? She must have gained about 50 pounds.
60. Looks just like her mama now. Peace to her memory.
I gotta get out. I mean, I remember something. Excuse me, huh?
Hey, Mike.
Johnny.
Hey, is the time already?
Yeah, it sure is. Come on in. Oh, congratulations, Johnny boy. Congratulations. I was just leaving.
Leaving, huh? Where's Elena?
Hello. What are you doing here, Johnny Greco?
My first business here is with your father. Excuse me, please. Here. This is for 25% interest in your boat.
25%? I'll give you 10%. Maybe.
Well, 25% is little enough for a future son-in-law with money.
He is not your future son-in-law, and you'll give him nothing. Throw him out.
Sorry, Johnny. Nothing personal.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Lanos. Take it easy, huh?
Remember, Johnny, he leads with his right.
Okay, Grandpa. Get up. You take a little more, Grandpa? Had enough yet, Grandpa? There, 25% interest. And you're getting a partner who's a pupil of Mike Nelson. Now, you better say yes before I change my mind.
It's a deal.
Good. Come on, we're going to church right now.
No.
No? How can you say no to the best fighter in Tarpon Springs? And besides, Mike's taught me his way of diving. We're going to be rich.
I still say no.
I love you. Will you marry me, please?
Johnny.
Better get you cleaned up. We don't want to miss that wedding. Come on. Hello there. I'm Lloyd Bridges. Skin diving is fun and adventure for young and old, but it can be dangerous. So know the sport well and don't take any chances. Be with you next week for another exciting sea hunt.